Well, the main concern for residents currently is flooding, right? Because this area is a flood-prone area, as you can see. From future experiences, this area is always flooded. The water travels down this passage here,
Fresh
goes
drop.
into the gully. The water travels into the gully, but it goes over into the community, right? So once there's an excessive flow of water coming from the channel, it goes and spills into the community, causing excessive flooding. Persons lose their house stuff, vehicles get damaged, beds, stuff, all of these things, goat. So there's a lot of issues currently facing that in terms of that problem. So I think there's a center currently in the community on Langston Terrace side, right? I think there's provisions that are needed in that aspect too, just in case that these things occur. I think this morning they started prepping for that aspect, but there isn't a lot of supplies currently. And I know that this area will be flooding a couple hours from now.
Yeah, we had some heavy rains over the past couple of weeks. Halfway through area flooded, Crossroads area flooded. What was happening here during that time?
Well, during that period, and it wasn't even a lot of rainfall, but there was excessive flooding as well. Persons still haven't recovered from that era. Mr. AJ and Langston, who is a shop owner, not clean up the mud out of field yard yet. And
Fresh
right
drop.
here, the road is torn apart from that last flood. So the ground already is tearing up, and the water already starting to travel through and going into the gully and over into the community as it would usually do. So I think some infrastructure work needs to be done here to try to diffuse that aspect from reoccurring. It's a thing that reoccurs every time rain falls. All right, so some groundwork is needed, but it's a thing that is going to happen for sure.
We noticed that some areas have been concreted and some walls have been elevated and some areas have been repaired. Has that not helped?
Well, it not to an extent, but it has decreased the effect over the years, because they try to build up the walls a little bit higher from that area to here, and they try to get the structure a little bit firmer so that the ground does not break away, but that still won't reduce the effect of the flooding that will go into the community. It probably would allow the road to stay, but the water will still find its way on it and over into the community. So I think that there needs to be a wall, probably the road needs to be widened, the gully needs to be widened so that the water can have more space to travel before it reaches this corner, so it avoids going into the community. So that's the only suggestion I could say.